What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mo, and in today's video I'm gonna go over my best AK74U setup. This is my first class setup video, and I'm planning on making this a series where I cover different weapons in each episode. But for today's video, we're gonna start things off with the AK74U, and I'll go over my attachments and perks. So if you guys are interested, make sure you continue watching this video. So the AK74U is by far my favorite gun in this game. It's so good at close range, and the attachments I use make it reliable at medium to long range if you have good aim. The AK74U was one of my favorite guns in Black Ops 1, which was the second Call of Duty I played and one of my favorite ones. So the AK74U reminds me of that game and the times when I used to use this gun. That was the reason I decided to start using this weapon, and honestly it's been my main weapon for a while now. Every time I try to use a different gun to switch things up, I find myself going back to using this gun. I've been loving this setup so much, so I just wanted to share it with you guys. So first, I'm gonna go over the attachments. As you can see, I'm not using any optics on the gun. These iron sights remind me of the classic AK74U from Black Ops 1, and honestly, they're so good that you don't need any optics. For the muzzle, I'm using the KGB Eliminator, which gives you plus 85% muzzle flash concealment and plus 17% vertical recoil control. If you want 100% concealment, you can use the GRU suppressor, but I personally hate the iron sights on that attachment. They're not that clear, and I think these iron sights give you a better view, and they just look closer to the classic AK74U. For the barrel, I'm running the 9.3 inch VDV reinforced barrel, which gives you plus 18% effective damage range and plus 80% damage velocity. It also decreases your aim walking movement speed by 20%, but the next attachments I have on this weapon are gonna counter that. Next up, we have the VDV 50 round fast mag. This gives you 50 bullets per magazine, and it's also a fast mag, so it's technically 2 attachments in one. Now you don't need this attachment because this setup kills enemies in about 7 bullets if you're accurate, so 50 bullets in a magazine isn't needed, but for me, I just like knowing that I don't have to worry about reloading my gun after every gunfight. If you want, you can add an optic or an underbarrel instead of this attachment. The beauty of this setup is that it's customizable. I'm just giving you the setup that I'm using with the attachments that work for me. For the handle, I'm using the GRU elastic wrap, which increases your aim down sight time by 30% and flinch resistance by 90%, which is very useful in gunfights. It does decrease your shooting move speed and sprint to fire time, but we're gonna counter that in the next attachment, which is the KGB skeletal stock, which increases your sprint to fire time by 30% and your aim walking movement speed by 10%. Now looking at the overall stats, these attachments increase firepower and accuracy, and your ammo capacity gets extended to 50 bullets. Now speed does take a very small hit, but honestly you won't notice it in the game. Guys, trust me, this gun is light, so you'll be good at close range gunfights, and its increased bullet velocity and damage range make it better at medium to long range. Just like I said, I kill enemies in about 7 bullets, so as long as your aim is on point, you shouldn't have any problems at all. I found it very good at medium range, and it's also decent at long range. You just gotta make sure your accuracy is good. Also, it's fun to use, which to me is very important when I'm looking for a gun to use. Picking a gun that's overpowered is gonna help you get more kills and do better. But for me, I like using guns that are fun to use, and this gun has both. It's good, and at the same time it's fun to use. Now for your secondary, you can use anything you like. For me, I like using shotguns. I just like having a shotgun to switch to when I'm in a close range gunfight and I feel like I'm outnumbered or at a disadvantage. But again, you can use whatever weapon you feel comfortable with. I'm also using the stim shot, C4, and field mic. The stim shot is the only thing I would never change because it's very useful when you're losing a gunfight or you just need to heal up fast. It saved me a lot of times, and I simply can't see myself using a different tactical, but again, you can use different equipment based on your playstyle and what you like. I'm also running the perk greed wildcard, which allows me to equip 2 perks per perk category. For perk 1, I'm using Paranoia, which gives you an alert when an enemy's aiming at you. I'm also using Flak Jacket, which will help you take less damage from explosives. For perk 2, I'm running Assassin, which will give you more information on the minimap, which is very useful. And I'm using Scavenger because I don't want to worry about running out of bullets and being forced to pick up a different gun. The worst feeling is when your main weapon is out of bullets and you're forced to pick up a gun you're not used to using. So for me, I have to use Scavenger because I want to make sure my main weapon never runs out of bullets. For perk 3, you have to run Ghost and Ninja. Ghost is going to keep you off the minimap when the enemy team has a spy plane, and Ninja will make you move quietly so the enemy will not hear your footsteps, which is amazing. And because you're moving quietly, you'll be able to hear enemy footsteps, so you'll be ready for gunfights before your enemy, which is a huge advantage. For me, Ninja, Ghost, and Scavenger are a must, and I have them in all my classes. I just love moving quietly and never running out of bullets, and at the same time staying off the enemy team's minimap. As you can tell by the attachments and perks I'm running, I like to flank the enemy team and move quietly. Also, I try to survive for as long as possible so that I can get my score streaks. If that's your playstyle, then use the exact same attachments and perks I'm using. Again, this setup is customizable, so you can make changes to it based on your playstyle and what you like. Guys, let me know what you think of this setup and if you'd make any changes to it. Also, tell me what gun I should make a video on next. Just like I said, this is my first best class setup video and I'm not sure what path to take. I can cover random weapons based on what I feel like using, or I can go from one category to another. Since I started with the AK74U, which is an SMG, I can cover all the SMGs before moving to assault rifles, for example. So yeah, just tell me what weapon I should cover next. I might do the AK-47, or I might just cover all the SMGs first, I'm not sure. Also, tell me what you think of this setup and if you'll be trying it. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you found it useful. If you did, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more Call of Duty videos, and I'll see you in the next one.